Welcome to Indiana Sports Beat Radio, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Looks over the middle, second guesses, fires, throws. Does he make the catch in the end zone? Yes! Touchdown! Oladipo to win it.
Another one! Another one!
Huge hole! He's at the 30! He's gonna go! 10, 5, touchdown! Jonathan Taylor!
Galloway finds Rob Finney, who fires the three in.
He hit it!
Now, from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios, here's your host, Jim Coyle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard another day of Indiana Sports Beat Radio coming to you from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios on this Thursday, a beautiful Thursday. Chamber of Commerce weather out there, it looks like. Brought to you by our good friends from Andy Moore Honda and Endeavor Hospitality, which includes, of course, the WOW Club and the WOW Network of all of its great restaurants and many other things, but the restaurant side especially. Make sure you go join the WOW Club if you have not. First of all, they are a sponsor of IU Athletics and obviously a sponsor of Indiana Sports Beat. So they help us bring you this content. They are the biggest reason we're able to do what we are able to do. So support those who support your teams. And you're not even having to do anything. It doesn't cost you anything. Well, you have to do something. You will sign up, but go to your Apple App Store or Google Play Store and sign up. The WOW Club's the only mobile dining app you'll need when choosing a place to dine in the Bloomington area, or you can order online from places like BB's. They have Feast Market and Cellar with incredible wines, but BB's Market, once you get going on that, you'll be more than a one-time customer, and we're going to start doing some giveaways from there. They have up to like 40 different types of sausages. It's incredible. The meats they have, the steaks. I cannot wait. It's grilling time, baby. I just bought a grill not too long ago. Finally bought a smaller one. Every grill I've had has always been one of those, full 3 or 4 dealers. I don't need that. And the last time I got a grill, I'm like, as soon as I got home, I'm like, why did you buy this big grill? And I regretted it then. And so this time I made sure and found myself a nice little Weber on Facebook Marketplace. So there you go. If you're listening on radio, you can't see, but if you're watching on YouTube Live, you can. I'm wearing an IU hat. You'll never see me in IU gear, obviously because of being in media. But this was sent to me and given to me by Coach Todd Yeagley and it has the 8 stars on it. They're brand. He just got them in new black Adidas IU hat with the 8 stars over it for the 8 national championships. So that one I'll put on here now and again. So thank you, Coach. And as a matter of fact, I've got to get him on. Would have been great to have him on today, as a matter of fact, just to catch up, see what they're doing. Got to get Coach Mercer on, get caught up in where they're heading to. Did you see they had a lot of awards for the play? I know they didn't have the season they want, but they had I'm talking about Indiana baseball, had a great charge to the end of the season. And they've got a lot of young talent, man. So the future looks bright for those guys. I'm gonna pull that up and see what all that 3 freshmen, All-American. How about that? That's pretty damn good. It's the first time in Indiana baseball program history, no less. The Hoosiers saw 3 members of its roster earn freshman All-American honors. The trio of Carter Matheson, Josh Pine, and Brock Tibbetts collected the honors. Previously, the program record was 2, and that was in 2011 and 2012. You know what came after that? Some good years. The Kyle Schwarber years came after that. But that's pretty impressive. Indiana was one of 4 programs with 3 or more student athletes on college baseball's freshman All-American team, joining Oregon State, Tennessee, and UCLA. Excuse me. You don't see that from the Big Ten. You don't see that from teams that are not where these other teams are. Look where UCLA on the coast, Oregon State on the coast, Tennessee in the SEC. So that's a big time accomplishment. Congratulations to Carter Matheson, Josh Pine, Brock Tibbetts, and Coach Mercer. They're developing talent, man. If you're wondering where they're going, they're building it up. As I said, back in the last time there are only 2 times that Indiana's done that. They put 2 on there. Justin Demuth and Joey Donato, that was in 2011. And then in 2012, a couple of guys named Sam Travis and Kyle Schwarber. Not bad. Forrest, speaking of Forrest is killing it up on the Andy Moore Honda hotline, listening down in Georgia. Forrest is one of our absolute greatest listeners that we have. We value him so much. He just joined the WOW Club yesterday. He's got to check out the meats. He got a new grill as well. Half propane, half charcoal smoker with side burner. Ooh. That sounds nice, but I promise you, I'm going to try to get something for you, Forrest. Forrest is also sponsoring a hole on the Jordan Hulls Never Lose Hoop golf outing, which you can do as well. And if you can afford it, it's only $100. And for those who cannot, I understand that. So, but if you can, man, let's see how many Indiana Sports Beat listeners we can get on there. I really would love to. This all goes to the Never Lose Hoop Foundation, which 100% goes to area kids with cancer. Jordan Hulls Foundation, the originally started out as the Hulls Foundation, and how it originally started, J.C. Hulls, George's father, had cancer years ago, and then they started the foundation. And Jordan has taken it over. Well, it's still a family-run deal. Joni and Jay, they're all involved. But it's what more can you ask for? A homespun, home run foundation that benefits kids with cancer here. Every bit of it every dollar of yours will go to that, and we'll get a picture of Jordan, and I know Cody Zeller is going to be there. Or I may, instead of at the hole, we may do it up at the dinner area where we can get an even better picture, because Tom Allen will be there. Mike Woodson will be there. I don't even know who all is going to be there. That's why I haven't even talked about it as far in that regard. I'm not even sure who all will be there, because it's going to be that many. But Woodson will be, Tom Allen will be, other coaches, players, current and former. A lot of former players playing in the event for certain. I'm looking for that, Joe, for the Jordan Hulls deal. There it is right there. Hey, it didn't go up. There you go. And I need to get a copy of the link so I can just put the link up for you guys. There's a donation link, but if you just donate $100 and say in the note, whole sponsor, and just send me a note to make sure that I know, I'll look at that. But let's see, I want to get that. Yeah, we'll get that link up there for you, but it's an event even link. And then if you're listening on radio, I'll have to read it out. But and my eyes are not good enough to read off of the one that I've got up there currently. So I'll have to get here we go. I've got it pulled up. I think I can read it. There we go. It's actually pretty easy. So if you're listening, it's just mightycause.com /story /never lose hoop. Again, that's mightycause.com /story /never lose hoop. For those of you that are listening, you can just you can go to that link and make a $100 donation or minimum $100 donation. I should not limit you. You can do whatever you like, but minimum $100 donation, or you can donate what you like as well, anything less. But $100 or more gets you a whole sponsorship with your name on it or whatever you'd like on it, and a picture with the guys around it. And we'll post those pictures as well, and make sure that you get see it or get sent to you in some form. Not, and you can have it printed. It'll be a pretty good photo. So there's that. All kinds of stuff going on. You got to hit it back over to the comments. Oh my God, the comments page is full or are full already. What's up with JTP Jr.? Oh, that's a new name, JTP Jr. They got JTP2. I think I like JTP2. And speaking of which, JTP2 has done an outstanding job in his first week as associate producer. No, the best job anybody's ever come on and first started. So congratulations. Today's his last day with us, by the way, though. We're kicking him out. He's done. I don't need him anymore. You can go. Just kidding.
Short little break. I'll be back in a week or so, maybe to do some substitute shows in the future. So,
oh, don't worry. Trust me, you won't be going far. But let's see. We got to take a break, don't we? Yeah, we're too close to hitting the break. But is Matt up at 8:50?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll wait to like the break after that, but we'll do our baseball report. What's going on in baseball? We're going to talk about the game last night as well. The juniors and the seniors went at it up in Fortville, so we'll be talking about that, scores and box scores and all of everything that went on with that, as the seniors do win that game, of course. What was that final score? I have already forgotten. Because I am having too many senior moments, doing too many things. But, yeah, I'll have to pull it up in a minute. But we got to take a break anyway. Got lots of more coming up. Matt Taylor from the Colts joins us next. Darius Leonard. Man, that's a bad loss for them. Well, not a loss, but he's going to be long getting to the start of the season. Back with that and plenty more, as well as getting to your comments as you guys are lighting it up here on the Andy Moore Honda hotline. So keep throwing that with your comments. And we'll be back with more right after this. Just an FYI, Joe, I don't hear the commercials.
Okay. I see some levels going up, so I think it is on. You said that the other day too.
Yeah. It just scares me.
Yeah, no. Whenever I always check in the recording to make sure it's in there. So if it's not, I can put it in too, but it should be gone. Yeah, Tebow, I'm just seeing your comment. I didn't really want to keep talking about Nickelback after last week's whole fiasco. Just kind of figured we'd leave that in the past.
Well, the only funny thing is, I saw a reference of them someplace else. A minute
Really?
ago. Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah, first couple of days I was here, I didn't know if that's what this show was all about or not. It seemed like that was all the Twitter action, and that's all that was going on here too. But there's no telling.
Oh man, my coffee's in there waiting for me. I must go retrieve it. Toot sweet.
"30 seconds, Jim."
I got you.
It's free. You can also find full episodes of Indiana Sports Beat Radio on the homepage or on this station every week, Monday through Friday. If we're not on a station where you live, we should be. Ask for Indiana Sports Beat Radio. This segment is brought to you by Feast Market and Cellar. Now back to the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios for more Indiana Sports Beat Radio with Jim Coyle, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Hey, welcome back. It is Thursday. We're almost to the weekend. Not quite there, but Thursday's kind of a halfway weekend day, right? Once you get through it, that is. Everybody is working for the weekend. Let's see. Waiting for Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor joining us now or later, Jojo?
He should be in momentarily.
Okay, cool. Last night, all junior senior all-star game, as Forrest put up there a minute ago, the final score, 85-90, I believe. It's already flew by. We got so many, 90-75, rather. Marcus Burton on the junior side with 10. Miles Colvin, 15. Zane Dowdy, 14, leading scorer for the juniors. They had 5 guys in double figures. Mason Jones with 13 and Jared Tibbs with 10. Logan Imes, he had 8. Xavier Booker played, only scored a bucket. How many minutes did he play? He played 22 minutes, only scored 2 points, 1 assist, 3 turnovers. Not a great stat line for Xavier Booker, 4 rebounds. 1 of 5 shooting. A little rust there. Joey Hart and Xavier Booker, 2 of the better players in the state, go combined 2 of 9. And you add Cade Brenner on that, and that's 2 of 13. And add Brandon Trill and Cooper Frail, and that's 14, 15, 16, 17, because neither of them hit a shot. Not shooting, not very good by the juniors. On the senior side of the ledger, they also had 5 players. Oh, they had 6 players in double figures. All around the same, but they were led by Javon Buchanan with 15 points. 7 of 12 shooting. He could not hit a three-pointer, though. 0 of 4 from behind the stripe or behind the arc. 14 points for Ryan Cornwell. 13 points for Jackson Edwards from Cathedral, Booker's teammate. He had a nice night, 6 of 17, putting the shots up, man. Only 1 of 4 from behind the 3-point line, but that's good that they're not putting up. See, I love that. You see a kid like that putting up 17 shots, and he's a guard, but he only put up 4 from behind the arc. So he's not out there just jacking it up. He's getting good shots. And he had a good night. No, I'm sorry. He didn't have a good night. He had an incredible freaking night. You all right there, Joe? Matt? I'm sorry. Matt's here.
Yo,
Joe, you got to tell me when guy comes in, man. I'm sitting there reading off of another page.
Sorry. I thought you could see.
Well, I can normally, but I'm reading. Sorry about that. Matt Taylor's here with us. He thought he was going to fall asleep. I was just.
we all know what happens when Jim multitasks. All right,
well,
it's not good.
2 screens, baby. 2 screens. One set of eyes. How are you doing, brother?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm just doing fine. Looking outside at this Chamber of Commerce weather. Wishing I was outside playing golf, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's been nice. It's not been too hot. It's been around 80 degrees, sunny every day up here for Colts mini camp earlier this week. So you take this every day. Hopefully this weather translates to training camp in late July. Knock on wood. I doubt that it will. I think it's going to be pretty smoking hot in a couple months, but we'll take it while we get it. And yeah, it's been fun. You can do just about anything in this weather.
Absolutely. How's mini camp going? I know. First of all, we got to talk about, which there's only so much you can talk about that but Darius Leonard, obviously that's going to a little setback. It's not a loss, but it's a setback. It's at least they're expecting him back by training camp or the start of the season. So that's better than the alternative.
Right. Yeah. Hoping to get some more clarity on that today, actually. Today's the final day of mini camp, and we'll hear from Frank Reich and hopefully have some more clarity on how the procedure went on the back, maybe a more definitive timeline because it was just a little bit uncertain earlier in the week, on Tuesday when Darius had that procedure, out of state. And yeah, he's had that nagging ankle injury, and then come to find out that he needs to have a back procedure as well. And again, there's been a lot of speculation on if the two are related. We don't know again for sure. That's been talked about in the media. It's been bantered about. But hopefully today we'll get some more, definitive answers on if the two are related, how it came about, how minor was it, how major was it, what's the timeline, can he come back from it? Will the back alleviate the ankle and vice versa? So, what you're just hoping is that you get the full version of Darius Leonard, that he can play up to that maniac level that he has instilled since breaking into the league in 2018. Because last year he admitted that because of that ankle injury, he couldn't be, athletically hit the full version of himself, and he had to play a little bit more instinctually, which I think should give us a little bit. Should make us step back a little bit and appreciate what he accomplished last year, production-wise and statistically even more, because he still was a part of 15 takeaway plays, led the NFL in forced fumbles, punching at the ball. He's creating game-changing plays for the defense. He's the heart and soul of that unit, and he was playing really on what goodwill, if you will. So what you want is the full version of Darius Leonard, and combine that football instinct that grew last year, plus a full version of himself with, health and mobility. Then I think you have the total package at linebacker for the Colts.
Yeah, and just reading, his tweet in his own words, he's talking about, you can just read his relief in the word. I mean, relief is jumping off of the page as I look at his tweet from yesterday. Surgery went well, feeling amazing, and ready to get back going. If you know me, I always come back way better than I was. Let's go, man. Ankle feels amazing and can't wait to get back moving. Thanks for the texts and calls. So, he's feeling rejuvenated, it seems already. Of course, we know he's not jumping around right now. He's recovering, right. But that's just good news to see and hear.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So he's hopefully, and I think that's what Colts fans want to see, because I think they're a little bit, that they've been in dark places as fans in terms of major injuries
Oh,
to
I've been in some
premium
dark
players.
places, man. I've been in some dark places.
So it's good to actually, hear from the player himself in regards to, how well things are going. And then, we'll get on to the path to recovery, and, hopefully it doesn't prohibit too much of him missing training camp. We'll see. But at the end of the day, Darius Leonard needs to prove nothing to anybody. Or I should say prove anything to anybody in terms of preseason play. And, you'd like to have him out there. There's no question about it in the preseason, because it's a new defense. It's a Gus Bradley defense that he's still learning and trying to get down, schematically. But we all know the type of player that he is. So let's get him healthy for, live bullets in September, and get him out there week 1 in Houston, because that's really, at the end of the day, all that matters.
Absolutely. But other than that, things, a lot of new faces in camp, a lot of new get to know you. Hey, how you doing? Probably some reacquaintances, maybe. Are there any guys that are getting reacquainted?
Yeah, you've got, well, the first thing is just you have the acclamation of Matt Ryan. And it's just, if you're out there watching practice, I can't stress enough just how precise he is on throws, how accurate he is. And it just backs up what we've seen throughout his entire career. Going into this season, he's tied for 9th all time in NFL history in terms of accuracy at 65.5%. And he's turned in many a season better than that, at least number-wise statistically. So it's really up there in terms of, what we saw a couple years ago with Phillip Rivers in terms of accuracy. There's throws that remind you of Peyton Manning, to be honest with you. And that's so consistent. That's one of the bigger takeaways every day offensively when he's out there. And, guys getting acclimated as well. You've got some of the free agents that have come in. Brandon Faison at corner has made a lot of plays. Everybody acclimating to this new defense. I mentioned Darius Leonard not being out there. EJ Speed is getting a ton of run at linebacker for the Colts. And, he's a guy that, we oftentimes forget about in terms of depth. But, man, he's a playmaker. He played that week 16 game on Christmas night in Arizona. That was the game Darius Leonard missed last year, ironically, because of COVID, not because of his ankle. And EJ Speed stepped in on sort of a last minute duty, and had 9 tackles and was flying around, had a pass defense, played 100% of the snaps. So it's guys like that are taking even bigger jumps in the offseason workout program this year. And it's fun to watch. Wide receiver, that battle continues to see who's going to make the roster in the back end. That wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 position. Battle between Desmond Patman or Kiki QT, or a guy like DeMichael Harris. Mike Strawn is in that mix as well, but unfortunately for him, he has not practiced earlier this week on either Monday or Tuesday. Not sure if he's dealing with a minor injury or not. We'll hopefully get some more clarity on that. But, camp battles are taking shape. And I think the mindset of this team right now is that the season is already here. This is the season. We're not going to wait to ramp it up and, get emotionally ready or mindset ready for the season once we report to camp. I think considering after what happened last year, missing the playoffs, and knowing that the season starts off so hot with division games, 5 of your first 7 games are against AFC South teams, and you're going to need that sense of urgency. That sense of urgency has already begun now, well in advance of guys reporting for camp in late July.
Yeah, and we've got the USFL going on right now, which kind of not much a segue, but I've caught a little bit of it. Have you seen any of the games?
I have not. No, I haven't seen a minute of it, to be honest with you. It's tough. It's tough to budget football in, to my schedule this time of year in terms of getting out and about, enjoying summer, and getting ready for the upcoming season.
Yeah, it's they're certainly not drawing a crowd. The most recent game I saw, there was no one in the stands, and so I don't know how they're going to survive. And I don't know, football is in the warm weather months. It just, for me, like you just said, man, I'm trying to get the hell away from the TV.
Right.
If I can do anything, it's get away from the TV. Now there are times where I'm loving. I'm like, oh man, I need. This is not that time. Which I know that they can't do it any other time because they would be competing with a league that they could not compete with. But I always wonder. It dawned on me yesterday. I started thinking the only way I could see them surviving would be and I don't know because I don't know enough about how it is set up. But you know how the Premier and Champions League is in soccer, how you get relegated down and promoted up.
Vaguely, yes.
It'd be like the NFL is, the Premier League, and then USFL would be like the Champions League, which is the one you get relegated down to. That would be kind of cool because if you could have a couple teams that would every few years fight for seriously fight to get into the NFL and get rolled back out. I mean, when the who's a perennial bad team in the NFL. They don't really do they even have them anymore? Everybody comes around, don't they?
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of the NFL. I think every year since 1990, there's been at least one division winner that went from worst to first. From the year before, and I think that's why the NFL is so popular is because they pride themselves on parity. They pride themselves on parity.
No league comes close. No league comes close. No league comes close to the NFL and what they do.
It was, the game that jumps out to mind in this conversation is I don't know whatever week it was last year, week 10. It was right in the middle of the season, but it's just your average Sunday regional broadcast game. It's Buffalo Bills at Jacksonville Jaguars. And, if you're in one of those survivor pools, that's probably the week you're picking Buffalo. And lo and behold, what do? They go out and lose 6-0. First win of the season for Jacksonville. They play their best game of the year defensively, and they shut out Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, who are just loaded with talent on offense. They don't score a single point. And that's why it's sometimes people get sick and tired of hearing it, but it's so true. I mean, it's any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. Anything can happen, but it's so true. If you don't bring it, and if you just show up and think you're going to win, that team on the other side, despite their record, has premium players in the NFL that are still getting paid, elite level money, that are the best in the world at what they do, and they can bite you. And that's exactly what happened. And you see it, that's just one of many examples that you see every year.
That's one thing I tell people all the time. It is professional sports. Don't forget that. But the NFL does. No one comes close as far as in no other league. Baseball cannot, will not. They've got small market problems. Cincinnati's the world's just can't these central division teams. And it's no fun. It's no fun. The NFL, like you just said, how much money did most people probably lose betting on Buffalo that day? Because nobody in their right freaking mind would have bet on Jacksonville. They sucked as bad as any NFL team I've seen since the Tampa Bay, those old Buccaneers,
the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, they were horrible. And then boom, they knock off one of the best teams in the league. What are you, nuts? It is. There's the NFL is just heads above anybody in regards to that, and that's why the NFL is America's sport. They have done a masterful job of crafting, managing, maintaining their brand.
Yeah, and it's off the field as well. They capitalize on the parity on the field, but then they market it off the field, especially in the offseason, to the point where there really is no offseason in terms of news and business moves. I mean, I've talked about this on the show before. I mean, I just hate it for the NCAA tournament because it happens in mid to late March, which coincides with NFL free agency. And so if you turn on SportsCenter, oftentimes they're going to lead with NFL free agency moves. We're not even playing games in the league, and that's overshadowing, buzzer beaters and upsets during the NCAA tournament. But that's how important it is to the consciousness in the sports calendar of a lot of fans. So,
and that's because you've got 2 teams in New York. The team is now 2 teams in Los Angeles, a team in Chicago, and you start adding those populations up, baby, of just and then the Texas teams. Add those populations up. It doesn't take long. That right there is millions and millions of people just off those few cities I just mentioned. So
indeed,
absolutely. What's up next for you, my friend?
Mini camp's over today, and then the rookies will stay around next week to get more concentrated work and focus with the coaching staff, and then really after that, it's summer break. It's like I've said before, it's really upcoming, the only true dead time in the NFL calendar, and thankfully it's not very long. It's only about a month, and then guys will report to camp later on in July, and then it's full bore, full steam ahead with training camp and preseason, and then we do it all over again 17 Sundays. So trying to enjoy some time off between now and the end of July, and just get ready mentally and compartmentalize, get ready for the grind. It'll be here before you know it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, brother. Appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. How are the kids, by the way?
Kids are great, man. Yeah, they're enjoying the summer. We're doing the pool. We're doing the lake. We're doing trips. It's been the all-American kid summer so far. It's been great.
Well, when you get down to the golf club at Eagle Point, make sure you hit me up.
You got it. Yeah, I'll holler at you.
Thank you, brother. Matt Taylor, the voice of the Indianapolis Colts, joining us here on Indiana Sports Beat Radio. We are back with plenty more, brought to you by our good friends at Feast Market and Cellar, located right next door to Southern Stone Restaurant on Patterson and Rogers. They offer an extensive wine selection, with a sommelier on staff. Jennifer met her. She is very, very knowledgeable. They also have great sandwiches, entrees, coffee bar, bread, pastries, all mouth-watering and exquisite. Hey, an all part of the Wow Club. Keeps adding up, man. Make sure you sign up at your Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Wow Club. Back with more right after this.
We'll be right back to the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios for more Indiana Sports Beat Radio with Jim Coyle, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Whether you're visiting Bloomington or a cutter, you need the Wow.
You still not hearing that commercial?
I heard that one.
Okay, good.
Oh, but I do have good news.
Yeah, what's that?
Good news for the audience. Good news for me. Great news for me. Dustin Schutte makes his return next Thursday to assume his regular spot. Yes. You don't know. He thought he didn't know if he was going to be able to continue because he just changed jobs. But he will be able to.
That's awesome.
It's incredible. It's delightful.
He co-hosts on Thursday, right?
He does. And it is fun. I wish he co-hosted every day. I do. I'm serious.
Y'all did a really good show last Thursday. I remember that.
Well, he's knowledgeable and funny and personable. Those are the three characteristics you need. You need those three things. You got to have knowledge, personality, and humor, which I guess that's part of personality, but
true.
Knowledge and personality, man. Wow. OL. Celtics. Up 2-1.
Yeah, your favorite Warrior was pretty mixed up in the game last night. Again,
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Pilots,
All right.
see dealer for financing deals. Andy Moore Honda, Bloomington's #1 Honda dealer. Get more to your door with AndyMooreHonda.com.
Come see us at the all-new Andy Moore Honda, now in Bloomington.
This segment is brought to you by BB's Market in Bloomington. Now back to the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios for more Indiana Sports Beat Radio with Jim Corey, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Welcome back, Indiana Sports Beat Radio on this Thursday. I hope you are doing well and getting ready for the weekend because we're getting close. Not quite there, but we're about there. It's just finished up with Matt Taylor, and Chris Denari will join us in a little while. Joe, the producer, too. It's his last day this week, or for now, as he was filling in for John, the producer, who's on vacation, but he won't be here tomorrow because you're going on vacation.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, as much as I hate to do it, I think this is just something that it's been planned out for a while, so can't really let my parents down as much as I would love to be on the show tomorrow.
He didn't even finish the week before he's taking a vacation.
Yeah.
What? See, that's the kind of generation we're dealing with today, people. That's what we're dealing with today. Yeah, 4 days, that's enough. I need a vacation. Damn.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
That
Just
is
kidding.
kind of our calling card.
Joe Lincoln has done a great job. I mean, he's done an outstanding job. Not a great job. Outstanding. Phenomenal. I'm glad to have him on the team, and look forward to him being around and a part. Makes my job much easier. Last night, the Celtics picked up another win over the Warriors in the NBA Finals to go up 2-1 in the finals. I don't think anyone was expecting that. And this, again, they won this at Golden State, right?
It was in Boston.
Oh, it was in Boston? Okay. I hate when they show pictures that are not representative of the game.
Yeah. Kind of annoying.
Yeah. But the Golden State Warriors had double-digit leads entering the fourth quarter of both NBA Finals games at the Chase Center, but the series heads the Boston. No, this is old. No wonder. That's why they're showing me the wrong picture. Shame on you guys. I won't tell you who I was looking at. Someone I subscribe to. But how about like I said, talked about this before. John Morgan looking to pick up a ring, man. How incredibly sweet that would be so awesome for him. And just like I said, he's not the guy that I thought was going to make it. I just didn't think it was there, but he worked and worked. And man, he did it. I mean, he's a story of self-made NBA player.
Did he go anywhere after he was in Utah, or did he go straight from Utah to Boston? I can't really remember.
Yeah, I think it was a trade, I believe it was a trade to Boston. So, I think he was on the court. I was watching into the game. Is he wearing number 4 now?
Let me check the box.
And wearing a headband, white headband.
He does have that headband.
He what?
He does have that headband on.
Okay. I think he's number 4 now, and he wears the headband. He got some minutes. The Boston Celtics survived yet another bad third quarter. They rendered Draymond Green ineffective and held on to a ball just enough. They are up 2-1. Jaylen Brown scored 22 of his 27 points in the first half for the Celtics. Disappeared in the second half. Curry may have injured his ankle. It won't matter. It doesn't matter. When you get to this level, you have to almost be dead for they don't play. They have enough stuff to get them going. Jason Tatum's 26 points. Marcus Smart, 24. Al Horford had 11. 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Oh, you know what? I was also reading that where is that? The box score from the junior-senior game last night. Let me go back. I want to go back to that because Jackson Edwards from Indianapolis Cathedral, he played 28 minutes. He was a busy dude. First of all, he put up 17 shots. This guy's undecided, and he is looking to make some noise. He put up 17 shots, hit 6 of them. That's not a great percentage, but like I said, he only took 4 from behind the three-point line, which it's nice to see. So it means he was probably driving to the basket a lot or putting up a whole bunch of mid-range jumpers. I'm not sure. But where you want to get crazy is he had 19 rebounds. Let me say that again. 19 rebounds. He had 13 points and 19 rebounds in 28 minutes. That is one of the most astounding stats. So whoever was guarding him wasn't doing jack. They were not blocking him out at all. He was just stealing, it looks like. But the All-Star Series picks up Friday night down in Owensboro. The Kentucky and Indiana boys and girls All-Stars will be playing each other. And then Saturday night returns to Southport High School for the finale of that. We'll see if Indiana can get another sweep and add to their long line of wins. No CJ Gunn last night. He is expected to play on Saturday. I believe he has graduation deals stuff to happen with. The CJ only played 3 minutes. I think he may have tweaked an ankle. So that's about it. But more coming up on this weekend. How's everything going with you guys? Let's see. We'll make sure we're not in a break 23. All right. Not quite there. Here's something funny. If you follow us at all, this is not nearly as fun without having Dustin Schutte on here, and even less fun without having John, the producer, because he is the Nickelback fan. But apparently the Anaheim Angels, the entire team, used Nickelback songs as their walk-up to try to snap their longest losing streak, according to Michael, the Music Man, on the Andy Moore Honda hotline. Apparently it didn't work. He said they lost 1-0 to the Red Sox. That's funny. That is funny. Man.
Why Nickelback songs to try and break that, though? I don't understand.
You're too young to get into this discussion. For whatever reason, and I don't know either, and I saw this posted by a good friend of the show, the Greek posted that he doesn't really understand the flat out disdain for Nickelback. Neither do I. I don't understand the flat out disdain for them, because we've had this conversation in a myriad of times in different ways, but it always comes up in so many different shows. For some reason, people hate them, and if they don't hate them, they don't say that they like him. John did a poll on Twitter though, and it wasn't 50-50, but it wasn't too far under that people actually like them, and they were just closet. Some of them were closet fans and Nickelback fans, some of them weren't, but that's funny. Thank you for that, Michael. Appreciate that. And what's going on in baseball, Joe? We're supposed to be getting us the report. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, a lot happened last night for the second day in a row. Well, actually, if we're talking about the NL Central, which is, that's kind of more my realm of.
Well, we'll start there. Both central divisions, because we got a lot of White Sox fans as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So the NL Central was ice cold yesterday. Not one team took home a win. Not the Reds either, which is disappointing, but
shocker.
Yeah, shocker, really. And it's to the Diamondbacks too, which is not one of the better teams in the league. But if you haven't seen it, there was a phenomenal over-the-wall grab by this rookie named Alec Thomas. He robbed a home run
from Joey Votto.
Yeah,
heard
that
about
was a
that.
phenomenal play. If you haven't seen it, I'd look it up. But Cardinals lost to the Rays, Cubs lost to the Orioles, Brewers lost to the Phillies, and the Pirates took a loss to the Tigers. But
the Tigers suck.
Yeah, the Tigers aren't great either.
Oh man. Okay,
the Phillies have been red hot past week or so. I think they've took home 6 straight, so they're pretty hot at the moment.
The Reds are home again today. All right, a little lunchtime game for Cincinnati. 12:35 Eastern time start for them. The Cardinals also businessman special. They're traveling though. They're in Tampa. The White Sox are at home. Oh my! The White Sox and the Dodgers. Another afternoon game on MLB Network. Milwaukee, speaking of the Central League, and the Phillies, another afternoon game. Love those afternoon games, man.
They're really fun.
I can't stand Cleveland. I can't stand saying their name. They're the name that they've changed it to. It just looks so goofy. Their insignia, the Guardians, they've got a baseball with a G, and is that like a flying wing or something?
Yeah. I think
that's
it's
like
yeah,
I know, I get it, but it's like this is like a Marvel's comic thing.
Kind of does look like it, doesn't it?
It did exactly like it. Drives me nuts. So there's that. Man. Someone was asking earlier about it was Robert. How about them Yankees, he said. 40-16. Yeah, they are smoking it, man.
Best team in the league at the moment.
That's getting after it. Let's see. What are the standings right now? Who is the worst team in baseball? Let's see. The Orioles at 42%. The Royals still at 327. So they're still pulling up the rear. Athletics right behind them at 340.345. The Nationals 362. The Reds 357. So they've got 1, 2, 3 teams that are worse than they are? No, just 2.
Yeah, just 2.
Just the 2. But hey, no, there's 3. Nope, just the 2. The Nationals are above them right now. Barely. Half a game difference. But yeah, what are you going to do? Let's see. We got to take a break. It's break time. No, Chris Denari doesn't come up until 9:50, I believe, correct?
Correct.
Is anybody going out to the All-Star games this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? Let us know that. Are you out in the Bloomington area? I know that we've got people, like I said, they're all over the place. Listeners in 22 states, whatever, down in Florida and Georgia and everywhere. Lots of people in Florida. But Hey, don't forget, Never Lose Hoop golf outing is coming up. Jordan Hull's foundation that benefits kids with cancer in this area. And you can play in this, or if you live close, you can play in it. We can match you with other people that are doing the same thing. They're just they're just entering and playing, and they'll get matched up. You can bring your own team, or you can just make a donation, sponsor a hole, get your name on a sign on a hole, and we'll get a picture of the guys of Jordan and Cody and Zeller and all whoever ends up total everybody being there. We'll take a picture around your sign and all that, and make sure it gets posted. And would appreciate that greatly. But I'd like to see how many of you guys we can actually get to do that, man. You can, and it's easy to do. And I need to post that easy link that I was talking about. And now I had it memorized and I forgot it, but it is just called mightycause.com/story/Never Lose Hoop. mightycause.com/story/Never Lose Hoop. Go there, there's a donation page, boom, right away. You can make a donation of $100 or more, and we'll gift you the whole sponsor. How many can we get? Come on, guys, you can do it. This is for the kids with cancer. Let's make this the best year ever for them, and I would appreciate your start. We're back with more Indiana Sports Beat Radio right after this.
We'll be right back to the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios for more Indiana Sports Beat Radio with Jim Coyle, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Andy Moore Honda is Bloomington's #1 Honda dealer simply because.
Joe?
Yes, sir.
Can you please copy that link that I just posted, and then so we can, well, I guess I could do that. Crap. What am I thinking? Banner. Idiot. I can make that myself. Come and go back. Boom. Pow. And you know that, have you looked over in banners?
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure you knew that stuff is over there.
Yep.
Oh, wait. That's still up. I didn't realize that. Can take that comment down for me, please. I'm in a different section.
There you go.
Thank you. See that? Right there?
Yep.
Yep. And then anytime from now on when I'm talking about Never Lose Hoop, let's that's done differently. Why is that not?
Huh.
It's not it's not listed as a ticker.
Yeah. I think that's just a
I don't know why though.
I don't know how you can make it a ticker, honestly.
Well, I'm going to find out.
Yeah, you just go in here. I can actually do it if you want me to.
I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, but you know what? I like having the other one up there scrolling and then have that one back like I just did a minute ago, because I can just put it up there when I talk about it and then take it back down. But that is not intrusive, and I wouldn't mind letting that. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, did I take that down? Yeah, I did by accident. I didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to look at it. Man, would you stop? Open up. There we go. What is
30
this?
seconds.
At Cheryl at IndyHomePros.com or 317-298-0961. Cheryl Sizemore from Remax Advanced Realty. Let Cheryl Sizemore get you in the home you want today. Cheryl at IndyHomePros.com.
This segment is brought to you by Courtroom Sports Grill in Bedford. Now back to the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios for more Indiana Sports Beat Radio with Jim Coyle, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Welcome back on this Thursday here at Indiana Sports Beat Radio. Hope you're having a good one. Just saw a comment from we were been talking about all kinds of stuff. I was talking about music again earlier. Nickelback, of course, found its way into the conversation as the Anaheim Angels' entire team used Nickelback as a walk-up song to try to break their losing streak. It didn't work. Ross says that he still prefers his white trash AC/DC, as it was referred to by another listener that won't be named, and an appreciation for you, with you, Matt, or Ross, rather, my bad. How about that, baby? Huh? You can't see that on radio, of course, but I have just slipped on my official Angus AC/DC devil horns that I purchased 12 years ago at AC/DC concert. I've been holding on to those that white trash piece of trivia. I'm kidding. It's a joke again. Inside joke. I love AC/DC. Ross also said the Cubs are getting ready to get swept by the Yankees, so the Reds should move up shortly. Yeah, I don't know about that. Reds got to win, man. Bill says Dustin should be required to provide proof of a Nickelback story. We'll make him do everything. Tomorrow, Mitchell Page will be back with us, and he's going to be back every Friday. He loved it. We were having so much fun last week, and we were off air. I'll get back to the comments and back to the baseball, and talk about all kinds of stuff after the show. And we got talking about Tombstone, the movie Tombstone, and the town and all this stuff. And he was fascinated by it. And I was telling him all this stuff, and he was amazed that I was on it. And I'm like, well, I was into that. And then I showed him a set of keys that I have from the old Floyd County jail down in Floyd County, Indiana, the original one, where the Reno brothers, who are from Jackson County, committed the world's first train robbery. But first train robbery in the history of the United States, too. But they were bank robbers, and they were a precursor before the James Gang. And I don't know why they weren't more famous. Maybe because they got caught and got hung. If you look on Google Maps, and we're going to be talking about this tomorrow with Mitchell, he's excited. But if you look on Google Maps at Seymour, Indiana, home of John Mellencamp, just look slightly to the southwest outside of Seymour on a Google map, and you'll see an area called Hangman's Crossing. It's called Hangman's Crossing because that's where they hung half of that gang back in the day, back in the 1800s, and that's not a joke. Well, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. Looking forward to it. But Tim grew up a Reds fan. Second favorite team is New York Yankees. Jennifer is going to go watch the Cardinals beat the Reds this weekend. There you go. That's why the Reds have to. Yeah, I'm not expecting much out of the Reds this weekend, although I think maybe Jennifer may have just I'm going to start doing the flat bill thing. Jennifer may have just jinxed the Cardinals. The Reds have gotten hot sometimes, but the Cardinals are trying to fight in that. We never did finish our baseball report, JTP. But the Cardinals are only a half a game back of the Brewers right now. And ironically, I've said this before, Cincinnati, one game under 500 in divisional play. They've only played 20 games. So, I mean, they're almost 50-50, but that's on par for the Central Division. The Pirates are 9-19 in divisional play. How in the hell? I don't know who else they're playing to win, but man. So yeah, that'll be what a great place to watch a game. I've never been to the new Busch Stadium, but I know St. Louis is just a great sports town, a great baseball town, great town, fun place to watch a game. She's going to have a blast. Don't forget, please, if you're listening or watching on YouTube, to please subscribe, toggle notifications, and hit the like button. We appreciate that more than you know. It helps immensely. It provides us to other people, suggests us to other people. The more you like it. So we really appreciate that. Where'd he go? I think my comments got moved. I was on the baseball deal. Michael says, have fun in baseball heaven, Jennifer. He was there a couple of weeks ago when the Cubs played the Brewers. That's some great summertime baseball. We need to get an Indiana Sports Beat outing. We should have thought about this. You can go to Cincinnati, go to Wrigley, and for that matter, go to both Chicago clubs and St. Louis. I mean, you could throw Milwaukee in there if you really wanted to be crazy, but that's an easy little triangle right there. We should have planned that out. I will tell you this fall now, we were going to have some fun for anybody that comes tailgating. How many of you guys live in the Bloomington area? How many of you don't? But the ones that don't come to football games, I'd like to know that. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff, of course, with the WOW Club, Endeavor Hospitality, all those great restaurants, whether it's Southern Stone, Courtroom Sports Grill, Feast Market and Cellar, Cabello, BB's Market. The food will be incredible. So it's going to be a blast. Looking forward to having a great time. But anyway, Steve is on with us. How you doing, brother? Reds at the Cards this Saturday. We'll see how that turns out. Like I said, I'm not expecting a lot. I need to get, Steve said it's the best franchise in Major League Baseball, and I am not going to argue with that. I'm not a Cardinals fan. I'm a Reds fan. I'm not going to argue with that because, as a matter of fact, I'm going to absolutely agree with that. And I'll tell you why. Because St. Louis is a small market team, just like Cincinnati. Or Cincinnati is a small market team, just like St. Louis. But guess what? One team has remained competitive, and one team has not. One team's owner comes out and belittles the fans. One team doesn't. One team has just traded away superstar after superstar. For what reason, I have no idea. And the other team hasn't. One team is a half a game out of first, and the other team is 0 games out of last. 12 games out of first. I was just looking. They're only as far as games back in all six divisions, Cincinnati's only the second worst at 13 back, or 12 back rather. The Rockies are also 12 back in the NL West, but then it's everybody else is the Nationals, the Athletics, 16.5 back. The Royals, the worst team in baseball, only 13.5 back, but that's because they play in that Central Division, and the Orioles 16.5 back. But I mentioned earlier the White Sox. Man, don't know what has happened to them. 26-28. Not what they were expecting. 7-12 in the division. They haven't even hardly played division games. Maybe that's their problem. Man, the Minnesota Twins, who are leading that division, have played 27 divisional games, while the White Sox have played 19. So maybe that'll help them later on. Full hope. That's right, Bill. 5 ballparks within 5 or 6 hours. That's right. Mike says I should come to Kokomo Municipal Stadium and watch a Jackrabbits game. Collegiate summer baseball is one of the best stadiums in Northwoods League. Single A team, I assume. Did not know they had a single A team there. That is cool. You got the Tin Caps up in Fort Wayne. Our buddy covers. But yeah, I did not know that they had a team there. So that's pretty cool. Hey, there's nothing cooler than minor league baseball. I mean, the campy promotions. All you have to do is just watch Bull Durham. There's so much truth in that movie. Well, at least there used to be. Everything changes. But Kokomo's a great city. Would love to come to Kokomo, Mike. I assume that's where you are. Steve is talking about the Cardinals' largest radio network in the majors. Yeah, I think they're also, that's one of the things. Well, they've been around a long, long time. St. Louis, like Cincinnati, is an old team. As a matter of fact, I'd have to look to see where did they originate? I don't know their history. Where do they originate? Did they originate in St. Louis? Teams move around so much. The A's are there. We got to take a break. We get back to more of that later. The great Chris Denari joins us next. Hope you're having a great day and enjoying your time with us. Brought to you by the great folks down at the Courtroom Sports Grill in Bedford. They pride themselves on providing their guests with fresh, innovative dishes designed to please their palate and your wallet. Back with more Indiana Sports Beat Radio right after this. Didn't hear the commercials again, Joe. Can't hear you either.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
I think you have to be in for me to hear the commercials.
Okay. Sorry about
Does that make
I'll
sense?
do that whenever we come back, but
That's okay. It just cues me. It's just a cue. You know what I mean?
yep,
Or comfortability thing.
I gotcha.
And you can bring Chris in whenever. I mean,
There we go.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you? If I get, I've got our son's 80-pound German short-haired pointer here. He's not even a year old.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, this has been a week gone to the dogs. What's his name?
His name is Dutton.
We've had
our oldest son got married in Louisville on Saturday, And so, now they're both of their dogs. Meredith's dog is staying in Louisville with her parents, and then we got Dutton because they're down in Costa Rica on their honeymoon.
I'm trying to find, because I've had dog names written down on pages like twice this week. We're dog friendly though.
Oh yeah. Our other dog, our Bailey, has been fine. This guy's just, we're not used to having a puppy and an 80-pound puppy.
Wow. What kind of dog is it?
He's a German short-haired pointer. I don't know if you can see. He's Dutton.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. An 80-pound.
He'll be a year old on Saturday.
All right.
30 seconds.
All right, buddy. He's waiting to go to Starbucks after this so he can get his pup cut.
See dealer for financing deals. Andy Moore Honda, Bloomington's #1 Honda dealer. Get more to your door with AndyMooreHonda.com.
Come see us at the all-new Andy Moore Honda, now in Bloomington.
This segment is brought to you by K-Bello. Now back to the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios for more Indiana Sports Beat Radio with Jim Coyle, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Welcome back. Jim Coyle here with you as always, and joined by our good friend Chris Denari, the voice of the Indiana Pacers. How are you? And Dutton. Don't forget about Dutton. How's Dutton?
Doing great. It's been a couple weeks since I've been with you. Last week we were in Louisville. Our oldest son got married on Saturday. Had just a great time. It was just
Where did you get married? Where did the reception take place?
Churchill Downs, up on the rooftop terrace. Was phenomenal.
That is an awesome place. The last time I went to the Derby, I was there, sat next to Rick Pitino. I'll get back to that. But yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful setting that had to be. I hope the weather was great.
Oh, weather was great. It was fantastic. We had a great 4 or 5 days in Louisville. I had not spent much time in Louisville. We were out on Bardstown Road. Everything where we were downtown a little bit, but the hotel we stayed in was great. It's only 6 months old. It's called the Bellwether Hotel.
Never heard of it.
It's got about 20 rooms. It's old. It's sort of like Bottle Works in downtown Indianapolis now. It's got the brick walls. And
where is it located? Is it on Bardstown Road?
It's on Bardstown Road, just off Eastern Parkway. And so you've got bars and restaurants and all kinds of stuff down that road. But it was fantastic. Our son and his wife are now in Costa Rica for the week. And so her parents down in Louisville have one of the dogs, and we have Dutton, which he's an 80-pound, almost a year old German short-haired pointer. So he has enjoyed running around the backyard, and we've had a good week.
Yeah, I was like, all right, so what's a German? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I recognized the dog breed once I looked it up. But I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that they would average sizes on these dogs for a male. Is it a male or female?
Male.
The average size is 55 to 70 pounds. So puppy is a little fatty and needs to go on a diet.
No, he's big. He's not. If you saw him, and he's just sitting here next to me, he is skinny. Not skinny, but he's just big. I mean, he is a big dog.
Wow. So, that's amazing because he's already 10 pounds over the average.
Yeah, he's probably, I think my son said he's probably done growing. I mean, he's probably a year old.
You better hope so.
Yeah.
Hey, it's always fun to have the dogs on, man.
Yeah, so it's been good. And, a couple of weeks, the NBA draft will take place. Pacers have the 6th pick. They've been working players out. Trevion Williams was in yesterday. I think Colin Gillespie from Villanova was in. The thing that you're going to find is, I think Dutton. Here's Dutton. Jim, here's Dutton.
Oh, hey!
Dutton has made his appearance.
There we go.
I think the thing you'll find is what the Pacers are looking at number 6. None of those are the kind of guys that are going to come in and work out. They will probably come to Indianapolis and meet with the front office, but they are not a group that is going to work out. If they do work out, they will be controlled by their agents and that type of thing. So what the Pacers are doing, since they have pick 31 and pick 58 in the second round, that's probably what you're going to see as far as the workouts are concerned. And we'll just have to wait and see next week. Rick Carlisle's been out. He was out in San Francisco for the NBA Finals, so he was not in town. I'm sure he'll be back, and then you'll start to even see more workouts take place over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think I was in there over the weekend and gave a good workout. I don't know. I didn't get any feedback, but I'm still waiting on that, Chris.
Still waiting on that. How was your jump shot?
It's gotten shorter. The range is not there.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've seen in this NBA Finals, we've seen some unbelievable range. I mean, Curry and Poole. Last night, Jason Tatum, shooting the three really well. Last night, it's been interesting, Jim. The games, the scores, the end scores have not been all that close, though last night was much better because Golden State was down double figures and came back to take a lead in the third quarter. And then Boston just put their foot down and, won game 3. Game 4 will be critical for Golden State to try to even the series because that would put Boston in the driver's seat up 3-1 if they win game 4 tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's been fun and a little surprising. I was talking about this earlier. The Celtics up 2-1 in this series, one of those games they picked up on the road. Do they still have a home court advantage right now?
They have home court. Yeah, they have home. Yeah. They stole home court advantage by winning game 1, and Golden State will try to get it back by winning game 4 tomorrow. And oftentimes we have seen both Boston and Golden State win critical games on the road throughout these playoffs. So I would not be surprised to see Golden State, win tomorrow night. They got into, a big hole. They were down 15 points in the first quarter. And the fact that they came back and took the lead was pretty impressive. But sometimes you use all of your energy just to take that 2 or 3 point lead. And Boston was able to answer those runs late third quarter, early fourth.
It's going to be a fun one. They really love to stretch this thing out. I remember after Boston won the first game, couple of days had gone by already, and I'm like, what's the series? Is it 1-1 now? And I look, I'm like, well, hell, they hadn't even played a second game. I'm like, my God, it's been 3 days.
Yeah. So what they'll do is the most that they'll have between games is 2, and then like between game 3 and 4, it's just 1 game. Today's the off day. Tomorrow's game 4. Then they'll head back west, and they'll have 2 days off. Game 5 will be Monday in San Francisco. And then they'll head all the way back. Dutton's trying to let his presence be known. But, Jim, if you remember, think back to when the Pacers played back in 2000. It was 2-3-2, and they did that because of travel. It was the first 2 games at the higher seed sites, and then the next 3, and then 2. But they flipped that because they didn't think that was advantageous, I think, for either side. So even though you've got Boston and San Francisco on complete opposite ends of the coast, it still is a 2-2-1-1-1 format.
Looking forward to a fun summer. The NBA draft coming up. It's all speculation because we don't know, but it's kind of, we know who's going in the top 4 probably for certain. And then it gets, I shouldn't say nothing is for certain, but we've got a pretty good understanding, I think, of who's going to go in those first 4 spots.
Yeah, I think so. I do think so. Unless somebody in one of those, not one or two, but maybe three or four, makes a surprise move. With do they take somebody that is a little bit off the beaten path? There's a couple of G League Ignite players that a lot of people don't know about because they didn't play college basketball that could move their way near the top of the draft. But I think you're right. I mean, it appears that the three bigs are the first three that would go out of the draft, and that would be Smith, Banchero, and Holmgren. You would think those three, and then I think there are a lot of eyes on Jay Ivey at 4.
Yep.
And then you have Shaden Sharp, you have Murray. I think Johnny Davis is probably more in the 7 through 10 category. Mathurin from Arizona. Those are sort of the names that you think about in that 1 through 8, 1 through 9. But Jim, there's always a surprise. There's always a team that likes somebody that maybe the other teams don't have on their radar. And then, will there be some trades? Will some teams that have a single digit pick either move back, move up, use it to get a veteran? It's all determined by where you are in your franchise. I mean, a team like Sacramento, who has not made the playoffs for 16 consecutive years, they're almost desperate, even with the 4th pick, to make something happen for their fan base because they've not been in the playoffs in 16 years. So, do they keep that pick? Do they move that pick? Those are things that we just don't know.
Yep, we certainly don't. What's coming up next for you?
Well, I am going to join Pat Boylan as the analyst tomorrow night on the Fever telecast, the first of the year on Valley Sports Indiana. I did that a year ago where I filled in. And so I will not be the play-by-play person. That's Pat Boylan, who is the voice of the Fever. But for 17 years, I was the voice of the Fever on both radio and television. So we're going to have a sort of back to the future night tomorrow night.
That's awesome.
I'm going to join Pat at Indiana Farmers Coliseum. It'll be the Fever and the New York Liberty. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. A couple of weeks ago, I was able to do the public address and MC the ceremony at halftime as the Fever honored the 10-year anniversary of the championship team back in 2012. So that was a lot of fun to see all those players that I had spent so much time with 10 years ago, and looking forward to tomorrow night as well.
Sounds like a fun time. I think I've told you my Coliseum story with the bull escaping when I was the media relations director for the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Extreme Bull Division. They had a tour stop there at the Pepsi Coliseum. Did I tell you that?
Yeah. Hey, and by the way, I was moving because Dutton had grabbed something out of my office that I didn't want him to eat.
Yeah, it's probably something that you needed, very importantly, probably.
No, fortunately, it's not. But I heard he's got like 4 bones here on the floor. But of course, he picked something else that's not a bone.
Oh, why wouldn't he? That wouldn't be very fun or make it fun for you today. It's like he's worse than having a kid right now, isn't it?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, I have a 6-month-old grandson, and he doesn't, he just rolls around. This guy is everywhere.
For those of you that are listening on the radio on the Ref for 97.9 the Ref, you can't see. Chris is having to get up and literally go around, and he's chasing Dutton, who
chasing
is
an
80-pound German short hair, playful. Oh my gosh, that sounds like man. You're going to have a battle this weekend. You're going to be wrestling. It's going to be a WWE weekend for you.
I think so, because this guy is pretty stubborn. There's no question about that.
Well, when I looked them up, one of the things it says, where did it go? Needs lots of physical activity.
Yeah. We're going to go out and throw the ball when we get off this interview. There's no question.
Yeah. You need to get one of those balls on a long bungee cord where you can just let it go and he has to go get it, bring it back. or he can bring it himself. Well, brother, I'll let you
All
go
Okay.
manage and have fun. You have a
Okay.
great weekend. Congratulations on the wedding.
Thank
Glad
you.
that stuff's out of the way, and we'll have some fun next week. You have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
The great Chris Denari taking time to join us here on Indiana Sports Beat. Looking forward to that. And Kevin Brockway will join us here in a little while as well. We'll talk about last night's basketball game. And he's a big baseball fan as well. He's a Mets guy. But we've got plenty more Indiana Sports Beat Radio coming up here from the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios. Back with it right after this.
Indiana Sports Beat Radio with Jim Coyle, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Whether you're visiting Bloomington or a Cutter, you need the Wow Club app.
Yeah, Joe, I can't hear anything what you didn't know. That's right. You didn't know we were going to break there. So I figured that out though. You have to be in there for me to hear.
I got to be in the studio. Gotcha. So is Kevin coming on?
Yes. He may be a little late. He may not come on till 10:10, but
okay.
Yadier Molina's first career. What? He threw? He was pitching?
Yep. I saw that. I think that's his second time this year pitching, actually.
That's got to be embarrassing to get struck out by an old catcher.
Yeah.
Although he's got to have an arm, but damn, you think, how old is he?
Real old.
I thought he was. Real old, late 30s.
You're talking an athlete. That's
right. Where's his volume? Oh, that was not a strike. He's throwing the ball 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
They're laughing. I'd laugh too. What?
Was it a swinging strikeout or did the guy look at it?
All right. Strike one was a 49 mile an hour curveball down the middle. Strike two was a 51 mile an hour curveball that was outside of the strike zone, but called a strike. Strike three was just a 76 mile an hour fastball that was a swinging missed strike.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Because I would like to see what the next pitcher did. How the hell could you be behind on that pitch? Pujols is in the dugout laughing hysterically, as he should. Oh, my God. I could have hit that today. That's funny. That's funny. Holy night.
28 seconds.
It's free. You can also find full episodes of Indiana Sports Beat Radio on the homepage or on the station every week, Monday through Friday. If we're not on a station where you live, we should be. Ask for Indiana Sports Beat Radio. This segment is brought to you by RE/MAX Advanced Realty, Indy Home Pros team by Cheryl Sizemore. Now back to the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios for more Indiana Sports Beat Radio with Jim Coyle, presented by Endeavor Hospitality Group and Andy Moore Honda of Bloomington.
Welcome back. Jim Coyle with you as always, or 99% of the time. Hope you're having a great day. It is Thursday. Kevin Brockway will join us shortly. He was, I did not go, up in Fortville last night for the junior-senior basketball game. I will probably be heading over to Southport to check that one out this weekend. While I'm thinking about it, don't forget the Jordan Hull's Never Lose Hoop golf outing is coming up June 23rd, and you can play in that. You can see both the flyer, and if you're watching, you can see that the link is on the screen, but if you're not, you can just simply go to mightycause.com/story/never lose hoop. Donate whatever you want. But minimum of $100 and up, we'll get you a whole sponsor with a sign with your name on it. Get a picture with the guys around the sign, Jordan and Cody, and I'm thinking now maybe I'll wait till the end because Coach Woodson's going to be there. Tom Allen's going to be there. I don't even know who all's going to be there, but trying to see how many whole sponsors can we get? Show up and show out. And let's do that. And especially I want to see how many guys we can get from Indiana Sports Beat. If you do it, just donate it. Send me a message so I know that it's you, and we'll give you a shout out for one. But let's see how many we can get. Let's do it. mightycause.com/story/never lose hoop. That's easy, man. Or you can play. It'll be a blast. It's going to be right here at the Golf Club at Eagle Point Studios. So, or not studios, but here at the Golf Club at Eagle Point, which the course is in great shape. So looking forward to that. And don't forget about our good friends from Remax Realty. If you're in the market for a home in the Indianapolis area, you need Cheryl Sizemore and her 2 decades of experience. It could be the difference between you getting the home you want and not. Reach out to her, Cheryl at IndyHomePros.com. Waiting for Kevin Brockway to join me. I did not send it to there. Nope. I'll send it to another place. But we were talking some baseball. And what did I just pull? I had something pulled up that was, yeah, that was in the break that we were talking about. Yadi Molina getting his first strikeout. How about that? He's 40 years old, and I wish I would have had you pull the video up. These pitchers are so slow that he's throwing. It looks like Father Time. And I need to go back and see who the batter was. That has to be a pitcher. If not, he better be embarrassed. He should still be embarrassed. His first 3 pitches were 40, was a strike down the middle, like it looked like a curveball, like a 9-mile-an-hour curveball that was right in the middle of the plate. But he threw a second, maybe looked like a slider, but it certainly didn't end in the strike zone. It may have crossed it, which I guess is why they called it a strike, but it was 49 and 51 miles an hour. And then he throws a 75-mile-an-hour heater at the top of the strike zone. It swung and missed. Crazy. And then Pujols is in the dugout just cracking up. Daggone it. I'm trying to get this link sent over to Kevin Brockway, but yeah, how about how does that stuff happen? That's funny.
It'll be a heck of a trivia question somewhere down the line.
Well, that's his first strikeout in how many years has he been playing Major League Baseball? 20, 19, 18?
Something like that.
I mean, he's 40 years old, so there you go, sent to him. I still don't have my first Major League strikeout. Oh, I did not see the Votto robbery either. Joey Votto robbed of a homer. I saw a story on it, but the Reds have been weird. When they win, they put a ton of runs on the board. So versus the Diamondbacks, he's gone 4 for 10. That ain't bad. Holy crap. With 4 homers? Is that for real? He's been lighting the Diamondbacks up. That can't be right. 4 hits and they're all home runs?
I don't think so. 7
I bet. You know what? That's hits, not home runs. My bad.
Gotcha.
4 for 10. 4 for 10. That's wow. He's already got 2,000 hits.
2,000 hits.
There you go, Mr. Met.
Let me put.
Did you know he's a Canadian? Joey Votto, eh? He's a Canadian, eh? His only 335 home runs. Not a lot of guys like that left. He's 38 years old. He doesn't have a lot of time left. Wow. I didn't realize he was that old. He's Joey Votto. Joey Votto's 38. How much time's he got left?
Who knows?
Well, I know. I was just perplexing. You were up last night. How was Fortville?
Fortville was fine. It was wonderful. I didn't realize we were live there talking about Joey Votto, but I wonder if the Reds are going to trade him. But Fortville was nice. Mount Vernon High School. Got to see a little bit of Xavier Booker. I guess he came off the red eye from Las Vegas, where he really dominated that event. So he didn't really play much, and to be honest, was a little. You could see he didn't really have his legs, but he did have one really nice dunk along the baseline. But more important was afterwards, talked a little bit about Indiana. Said still recruiting him pretty hard, but obviously a lot of other schools in play. Duke, Kentucky now I'm seeing is getting involved in him. And of course, Michigan State, Tom Izzo. And you could see the perimeter skills also with him as a 6'10" guy. And I think that's why so many teams covet him, because he's got that versatility. He's a guy that can step out and has a little bit of that perimeter game and some guard skills, bringing the ball up the court as well.
A pretty well-rounded game. Nobody... Point wise, it was 5 guys in double figures for the juniors, 6 for the seniors, but they're all from 10 to 15 points. So they're all in that same range. The only outlier wasn't so much with points, but how about Xavier Booker's teammate, Jackson Edwards, who he only had 13 points, but he had 19 rebounds.
Yeah, 12 in the first half. That was kind of eye-popping, and he was getting a lot of he was really active on the boards, which was impressive. The kid that's going to Purdue, the junior Russell Colvin, was really impressive. I thought he had 15, he had 13 in the or 11 in the first half, and he's a guy that he could score from a number of different levels.
6 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
He had more offensive rebounds than he had defensive rebounds. 6 to 5.
Yeah. And it was a tight game until about the 5-minute mark. And then the seniors kind of pulled away and did their thing. Cooper Jones, the defensive lineman from Indiana, his younger brother was pretty active inside, had a few baskets as well. Mason Jones, I guess, is from Valparaiso. That was another interesting thing about the night.
Now, the seniors did not have CJ Gunn.
Nope.
So that affected him. Now, he will be with them on Saturday, but is he not going to be there on Friday?
I don't know about Friday, but I would assume so, because Lawrence North had their graduation ceremony. So his dad texted me actually during the game, and it was kind of nice. And he said he's walking across the stage right now as we speak, getting his diploma, which is really nice. I think he would be there for the weekend. Also, Braden Smith, the kid from the Mr. Basketball from Westfield, who's going to Purdue, the senior, he did not play either, and I think he's got a knee issue. He's going to be out for that whole tournament. But he was there in uniform, I guess, just supporting the team.
We'll get a shot to see the seniors take on the seniors of Kentucky and Indiana this weekend. Indiana Kevin, has just dominated this series, going back a long time, but especially the last 20 years. I think Kentucky may have won 3 games in this series.
Yeah, I think it's something that the Indiana players take a lot of pride in. I think even, you look at a guy like Xavier Booker, who basically, flew back, and I think he told me he landed at 2 a.m, but he wanted to play in that last game on Wednesday, just to kind of see how he measured up against the seniors. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, and see, I like that. I hate, and you can't blame the kid, but that Seton Hall would not allow Davis to play in this game. I just think it's ridiculous, and it's just short-sighted by any coach who thinks that, who really believes that.
Yeah, Jim, and I think too, it's interesting last year because if Trey Kaufman-Red actually got hurt in that game, that junior-senior game, which kind of curtailed his summer, which, may have led to him redshirting. Who knows? But, the kids want to play. They want to have, an experience. And I think it still matters, particularly the Indiana kids, to keep that rivalry going.
Well, it does. And that's the problem is somebody from wherever the hell he's from certainly is not a basketball area. And he is just one of those, I'm assuming, can't look outside the box, but it's just sad. Plus, I think you're taking away something from a kid that he's never going to have an opportunity in the rest of his life to be honored in his state, by his state. I think that is selfish by a coach to take away. I mean, unless they had a game coming up or something, I get it. We're talking about freaking summer workout. We're talking about practice.
Yeah, I just think coaches are wary of the whole injury situation, but yeah, I agree with you. Let the kid play.
He's not going to get hurt at Seton Hall?
Yeah, but if you get hurt at Seton Hall, you can live with that. You can't live with him getting hurt in something that you don't have any control over. But injuries are going to happen no matter what. I don't know. And if it's something he really wants to play in and something that's going to be, he could, like I said, create a memory, like you said, that he could tell his kids and grandkids 20, 30, 40 years later.
Yeah. Oh, well. But yeah, but I agree with the Indiana kids. They still take great pride in this, as they should. It is a tradition that is to take pride in. When you have the success that they have had in it and the talent that comes out, it's nice. You look down the roster, and it's gonna be rare that you find a non-Division I player on the Indiana side of the ledger.
Yeah, most of them are. There was a kid, Buchanan, that's going to Indiana Wesleyan, who I thought was pretty impressive, actually. And I enjoyed watching him play a lot.
Indiana Wesleyan today, maybe Indiana State tomorrow. Yeah,
exactly. He could be a guy that could move up. But I thought that he was pretty good for sure. And the one kid, Jackson, I believe, is going to Murray State, which is interesting. Maybe he'll be the next Ja Morant. You never know.
That's the thing. You never know who's going to be whom. We're just had Chris Denari on, and I was talking a little bit about the NBA draft. That's the thing. We kind of know. We know the first. We're pretty sure who the first 4 people are going to be. The big 3, and then you add Jaden Ivey on that. But after that, it starts mixing up. You just don't know because you don't know who's going to explode. Sometimes it's a guess. It is a straight. You can do all the homework you want to do, and it doesn't matter. And then you draft Sam Bowie or you draft Mike Conley. It just doesn't work out sometimes. Or you draft somebody ahead of Michael Jordan, or that would be Sam Bowie.
That was Sam Bowie. Yeah. Because back then the NBA was obsessed with size, and Portland already had Clyde Drexler, so they thought that they didn't need another wing. Imagine rewriting the history books if Clyde Drexler and Michael Jordan were on the same team.
Great. Well, yeah. Well, that's today. Would we not expect that today? The way guys try to put these super teams together.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. But don't forget, the Houston Rockets, I think, traded for Drexler in '95 when they had Hakeem Olajuwon, and they were kind of trying to do a little bit of that there back then.
Well, the Lakers with Worthy and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic, that's not three bad there. And then Bird, McHale, Parrish, that's pretty loaded. I mean, so
exactly, yeah. I think the difference though was Worthy and Magic were two guys that were drafted and came up. Now Kareem was traded, but before that they came also, so it was still viewed as something that was kind of built, as opposed to guys just three free agents coming from another team.
Don't want to forget coming up for the Jordan Hulls event. Endeavor Hospitality, one of our corporate sponsors for that event. So thank you to Mike Ross and everybody there from the Wow Club on down. Make sure you go there and sign up. Old National Bank, also one of our corporate sponsors for this event. So thank you to Old National Bank. Hope June 23rd, Kevin. I know you're not a golfer, but I'll find something for you to do. You can come out and we'll to do something. It'll be a fun day. The Never Lose Hoop golf outing. So, but yeah, it'll definitely have you come out. Well, everybody's going to be there. Everybody's going to be there.
Everybody that is somebody.
You have to be there. Everybody's going to be there. It's the place to be. But yeah, it's great. It'll be a great opportunity for fans to get up close to people that you normally would not get an opportunity to get close to. I'll just leave it at that. Also, don't forget, you can sponsor a hole. There, you can see it right there. To go to the link, mightycause.com/story/never lose hoop. Donate $100 or more, and you'll get a whole sponsor. And I just want to see how many we can get. Really, it's only let's do it, people. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Campus Inks, Mark Cuban.
Yes, saw that. He created an NIL deal, and the NIL deals are flowing in all over the country right now, and but they all seem small potatoes to the collectives, right?
Well, they are, and there's only certain collectives that truly matter.
Yeah,
let's be honest. And I guess I shouldn't say matter; they all matter, I guess. If a kid makes $1, it matters. But Hoosiers for Good, and thank you to Hoosiers for Good. They are playing in the Jordan Hulls event as well. So Tyler, thank you to Tyler and Pete Yonkman. But we'll be talking to those guys out there. We'll be doing the show from out there that day, of course, which is here. What was I saying?
We were discussing the Mark Cuban, the campus.
Campus Inks, Mark Cuban, Indiana, getting on board with that. Kind of a cool little tie-in there.
Yeah, and I think too, I think with some of these NIL deals, it's kind of neat when you can include everyone. Everyone gets a little piece of the pie, or everyone has an opportunity to get a little piece of the pie. And certainly with merchandising and so forth and T-shirts, you could definitely do that. You could definitely market yourself through that. Even Logan Duncombe could have like a mullet T-shirt or something like that.
They're not going to make. Let's be honest. They're not going to make money on those stupid shirts. How many are they really going to sell? I don't know. But I'm trying to get that banner off there. But But now this idea, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little jealous because I already had this idea and was working on it. But yeah, it's going to be good for the athletes. I think it's just, it gives them a home spot. It's one of the things that I think is going to help NIL find its level point eventually. There's gonna be some big waves, but eventually NIL has to find its level. It's just like a freaking hurricane, a typhoon out there right now. The waves are big and all over the place, and it's got to find, because this can't sustain itself forever. But
people say that, but when you've got a free market and people are willing to spend, and somebody's willing to spend the amount of money to see their team win. Who knows what the limits are? I think that's the thing. And who knows? And, we're all idiots when it comes to sports. Let's put it that way. Like, I'll spend
You got that
$200 to see the Mets and the Reds, even if I can't afford it because it's the Mets and the Reds, right? So, and I want to, it's my chance to see the Mets in this region. So it's kind of like that. I think on a larger scale with some of these boosters, they get really dumb with money when it comes to sports because they're so passionate about it, and they're going to keep pouring money into it, and they want to see their team win, and they're passionate about it. And if you have people that are passionate about something, they're going to contribute to it. And I think that's what we're seeing right now in the free market. We're seeing, the big oil boosters from Texas right now, creating this, monster collective at Texas A&M, and that's the way it is. And the only thing that's going to stop it is, possibly if you get into collective bargaining and actually paying guys and creating a salary cap, which might be good for all of college athletics. That might create more parity.
Absolutely. Man, K-Bro, thank you, sir. Kevin Brockway from CNHI. Make sure you give him a follow. We'll be seeing him again, of course, next Tuesday. I'll be seeing him this Saturday at Southport. You're going to Southport, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'll be talking to you about that. But Kevin Brockway, make sure you give him a follow. Give me one as well, if you don't mind, on Twitter, at Jim Coyle ISB. Thank you to everybody. Big thanks, of course, to Chris Denari, Matt Taylor, and Joe, the producer, who did an unbelievable job this week. Congratulations, did a great job. Most importantly, thanks to you guys. Without you, we've got no reason to be here. But we're back tomorrow to do it all again. Mitchell Page will be with us. We're going to have fun. As well as Alec Lasley, but it'll be a blast. Until then, I am Jim Coyle. I will see you on the radio.
Thanks for listening to Indiana Sports Beat Radio. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page for more clips and team coverage of Indiana basketball, football, and more. You can also find full episodes and tons of other content on thehoosier.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Indiana Sports Beat Radio.
Did you see that? Did you see that